Who wants to do When Last We Met Our Heroes?
Alright, don't everybody look at me.
Okay.
Say the line, Rob.
You. Wait, that line?
Yes. Perfect.
The trail we followed to Trismegistus' lab led us to a small park in a relatively sunny section of the Silver Forest. Frequented by picnickers and wanderers, the park offered relative seclusion in an otherwise packed city, especially as we found the signs of a rarely used trail leading away from the main sections of the park. It was more sign of passage than any specific marked path. This trail culminated in the source of a small creek. The trickle of water issued from a sizable hole in the stone. It was large enough to pass through, and there was no other sign of occupancy. We headed in. Within, the path rather quickly sloped down until coming to a precipitous drop. A steel ladder was attached to one wall, and we climbed down it, Stitch leading. Unfortunately, his foot slipped in the last rung, and he came down in a huge clatter. No one investigated the racket, however. We crept onward, and into a relatively clean section of sewer. A large crocodile lurked in the water, but the glance he gave us belied his true nature. It was a shapeshifter. He swam away, and we checked the place out. There was no sign of any living creatures here other than the shape-shifting crocodile and an emaciated elf in one of the cells. We opened the door and gave him food and water, then continued onward. We passed through a medical laboratory with relatively fresh blood on many of the instruments, and into a small study. Attached to it was a bedroom with a desk and a note on it. The note was signed Trismegistus. It said something about never catching him, but nothing particularly useful. We slipped out the back door into the main sewer crossroads to find the crocodile waiting for us, upper body pulled across the path. He spoke, asking us what we were doing. Stitch, recalling the elf mentioning Montgomery, asked if that was the crocodile's name, which surprised the shifter. He explained he was left to guard the area and did not expect any, quote, members coming by. We convinced him that A, we meant no harm, and B, Trismegistus had played Montgomery, promising a cure that he never intended to find. About the time we'd successfully swayed Montgomery to our side, albeit with some dodgy promises from Soap, a Zazakiel Inquisitor and a contingent of his honor guard found us. We struck quickly, with Montgomery joining in the fray. We easily dispatched the 5 soldiers from the Umbral sect of the church. Unfortunately, the Inquisitor was able to send our location to the larger group of troops, so we had to get out in a hurry. We were able to dodge the goons the church sent swarming pretty easily, however, and escaped into Gloom Hollow. From there, it was a short ride by train back to the college.
Oh, we don't have this movie. Sorry, I'm setting a show up for the kid really quick. I thought I had time.
Womp womp.
Oh, you know what? I was on the wrong channel, my bad. Okay. So it's been a couple days. You guys patched that that lichen up. You never really find out what his particular brand of lycanthropy is. He's really shy about like talking about that kind of stuff. And he is well on the way to recovery. He isn't quite like out of bed yet.
Okay. Sorry, I completely forgot to level my character. I'm scrambling a little bit.
He literally put it in scheduling like 2 hours ago.
I fucking know. I was like, oh, I can bang out a level up in like 10 minutes, and then I got held up.
My mistake. He put it up 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I would normally just do the automatic level up, but I can't because something is broken here, and I don't have access to any of the classes.
That is weird.
So I have to do everything manually.
Womp womp.
Oh no.
There you go. Okay. It has a movie. Right. Who is in the clinic?
I would say Chrysopia rarely leaves the clinic, to be honest.
I'm hanging. What's the guy's name? What's the Lycan's name?
I gave him a name, didn't I?
You gave Montgomery a name.
Yeah, I gave him a name too. I gotta pull up last week's notes. Hold on.
I'm hanging out with him. We just been chatting.
Yeah, he did have a name. I don't remember what it was either.
I don't feel like looking it up. I'll give him a new name. His name is Wilfred.
Wolfrid. I think I know what his like.
Wilfred.
Come on, work with me here.
Work with me here. Wilfred is the name of an imaginary dog that's best friends with Elijah Wood.
Wolfrid. That's what I said.
Why can't I adjust my max HP?
Skill issue.
Is your...
I'll say your character sheet was locked.
Yeah, I was about to say, is your character sheet locked?
So, yes.
So,
is that a thing?
Alright, you're hanging out with Wilfred. What's Lucius up to?
Lucius is downstairs tinkering with Tancred.
Tinkering with Tancred. Okay. Tancred. A pair of men come into the room. Come into the clinic. It is a rather disheveled-looking turtle, and he's got slung over one of his shoulders a man who is cackling uncontrollably. Cannot stop laughing.
I think Chrysopia is probably like sort of acts as the pseudo receptionist on most days, especially when Nadira isn't available. So she, after breaks away from her usual routine of staring at the wall with a strange expression, and hello, what's this? How can I help?
Rick, feel free to come up with whatever story you want for this guy.
Oh no.
Improv, my one weakness.
Oh no, I have many weaknesses. Improv and Benadryl. I was just out minding my own business, trying to let people know about the terrors that are afflicting our fair city, when this man, I just came across him cackling madly to himself. I wanted to know what the joke was. I figured if something had him so tickled, it would be a great relief for me too. But unfortunately, he hasn't spoken or stopped, or he barely seems to be breathing around all of this laughing, and you guys were the first people I thought of, since, you know,
Seriously,
all the other people trying to be healers around here are charlatans and failures, and they keep kicking me out. Is there anything you can do for him?
Yes, of course, please. We have like some staff, not a lot of people, right?
Oh, thanks for the subs. Really
I
appreciate
believe
that.
it's just us and Nelly.
Yes, at the moment it is just you guys and Nelly.
Okay. Here. And I sort of give him a hand, like take the guy's legs and try to gesture with my head to like bring him over to one of the beds.
You guys managed to get him onto a bed. This guy has like he's like he's really warm to the touch. Like this guy's just burning up, and he seems to be like very slowly suffocating. Like the Rick was right. He is barely getting breaths in between these laughs. So like he's clearly like lightheaded. He doesn't really have a lot of strength in his limbs right now, so he's just kind of like a floppy mannequin guy who's just cackling uncontrollably. He's like kind of blue in the face.
Okay, I'm gonna do a detect magic.
Okay, you cast detect magic.
Yes, and I am actually gonna cast it as a spell and not as a ritual.
Okay, you cast detect magic. He has not been cursed with Tasha's laughter.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not a spell that has been cast on him.
Okay, interesting. Can I? Is Lucius here too?
He's
I'm
downstairs.
downstairs.
Okay. We're going to need a second opinion on this. Just keep an eye on him. Come grab me if there's any new developments.
You got it.
I'm going to run and fetch Lucius. Lucius.
So
We have a
you
code
come
blue.
down. So you come downstairs, and Tancred is standing in front of what looks like an art easel. And Lucius is just like, yes, that's right, brother. Now just give it just like a small touch there, and Tancred just whips the brush across the thing and puts a red streak across it from corner to corner. And it's, good job, brother. You didn't break the easel this time.
Oh, that's sweet.
Jotaro falls down the stairs.
I hate to interrupt this moment, but we have a code blue on our hand.
Oh, code blue. Haven't had one of those in a while. Tancred, you stay down here and work on this. You're making good progress. And then as he leaves, you just hear Tancred artist.
Yeah. So I bring Lucius back up, debrief him on everything. It seems to be some sort of. It's not magical as far as I'm able to detect. Perhaps some sort of alchemical substance. I can't be certain.
Real quick, did we figure out what Stitch was doing? Did I miss him?
I'm hanging out with
Oh no, you're hanging out with Wolfred.
Wolfred. Yeah.
God damn it, you incepted me, you bastard.
Yeah.
And this is the part where we find out Wolfred's actually a were-tiger.
But just I am offering to help Lucius on a medicine check.
Yeah, we'll give him a once-over.
Roll the medicine check.
Oh,
Nice.
It's pretty obvious by looking at him. This is a very clear case of cackling fever. It's pretty contagious. It is transmitted audibly.
Oh.
So hearing it exposes you to it.
Well, good thing I'm a walking corpse.
Huh. Is Lucius immune to diseases?
Quickly checks his character sheet. Oh god, I hope so.
I have advantage against diseases and being poisoned, and I'm resistant to poison damage.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I also don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. I don't need to sleep, and I have advantage on death saving throws. This comes with the caveat that anything that affects undead will affect me.
So, okay.
So we need to clear this room.
All right.
This room was under quarantine.
Are we going?
That means you
this is
don't
like-
want to clear the room.
Are we going to? Are we like immediately making checks or?
I'll let you know when it's appropriate.
Okay. Chrysopeia is going to immediately stick her fingers in her ears and go, all right, everyone, contagion protocol, auditory, medium, Everyone, please try to
There's
limit
a
your
window.
hearing.
Lucius goes over to the window and flips the open sign to close and locks the front door.
Are Wolf and I able to hear this?
You're in the room. It's a very small clinic. You're like across
okay.
you're like on the other side of the room from them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna, with my fingers still in my ears, I'm gonna try to fumble around. I'm gonna use Mage Hand to like dig through various effects and try to rustle up like something I can use as earplugs.
Here's where we get to have fun. Does Mage Hand have a somatic component?
Oh, does it? I don't know. I don't think so.
It does. Verbal
shit.
somatic.
This milk run's off to a great start.
Huh. Well, shit.
I still have my hands over my ears. What?
Does cackling fever affect animals?
Give me a nature check. See what
Okay.
your veterinary skills are like.
Not very good. Let me see.
Cackling fever only affects humanoids, and for some reason, gnomes are immune.
Oh. Archimedes! I'm gonna have Archimedes dig around through all the random supplies that we have around for anything I can use as earplugs.
Okay.
Maybe like an investigation?
Yeah, sure.
That seem appropriate? Okay.
Have the birds search around for something. The bird manages to knock over a jar of cotton balls you guys had and just grabs a couple.
Okay, great. I'm going to protect myself and go around making sure everyone else has hearing protection.
Okie doke.
Well, okay. Second pickle. How do we communicate?
Oh no! If only we were in a profession that involves a lot of writing and paper.
Yeah, but you're
Fair.
doctors. None of it is legible.
Oh damn it!
Hey,
Oh
I'll
no.
have you know, I'm not a doctor.
I knew we shouldn't have had Tancred as our secretary.
Okay. We...
So Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Weird interaction question here.
Yeah.
So you said it only affects humanoids, right?
Yes, sir.
I am humanoid and undead.
It affects you.
Okay.
At
I'm
least
going to...
Tancred would be fine, right?
Tancred's a
Yes,
monstrosity. Yeah, Tancred's an
I
undead.
believe he's yes, he is an undead. He's either an undead or a construct.
I'm going to look Lucius in the eyes and point to him and point to his doctor bag and then make like a two-hand like sleeping gesture and then point to the patient. You know what I mean? There's like the hands folded to the side of your head.
Oh, I get it. Tancred pulls out his quarterstaff.
Yes.
Sorry, Lucius pulls out his quarterstaff. No, yeah, can I use a charge for my healer's kit as a sedative?
Do you have any poisons that knock people unconscious?
How under-equipped is this clinic?
It's a healer's kit. It is very basic medical supplies. It's like a thread and needle for stitching up wounds. It's bandages, it's like some salves.
Yeah.
It's not like he has a whole operating room in there. and
If
And-
if only we had access to someone who could cast sleep.
Well, that was gonna be plan B. Okay. I am assuming Lucius, like, gestures back his inability to do this, and then I'm going to cast sleep.
No, Lucius pulls out his notepad and his pen and scribbles, "I have nothing for this."
Chrysopia just face palms and casts sleep on the guy.
Okay. He immediately conks right the fuck out. The laughing has stopped.
Well, that's a benefit. I'd have been worried if he kept laughing.
Lucius scribbles down, "Should we gag him?"
Chrysopia nods.
His color starts to return as he starts getting like more deep, meaningful breaths in.
Good.
Another silver lining. Lucius may not be immune to cackling fever, but he doesn't need to breathe, so it won't kill him.
True. Oh god. I'm asymptomatic. I'm a vector.
Yeah, how long? Okay, so sleep lasts. Oh, other problem. I think sleep only lasts a minute. Yeah, concentration up to a minute. So we gotta figure something else out fast.
One trauma?
I think. Okay, actually, I think the gag will do it. We just had to get him to stop.
Well, I think the gag will get him to stop spreading it. It's not going to do much for the fever itself.
That's true.
How well do you think he's going to be able to breathe in a gag?
His nose will be open.
His nose will be laughing.
My god. He's got a case of laughing nose too. This man's dead. We might as well just kill him now.
Chrysopia is going to write a note and show it to Lucius that says, "Is laughing fever curable?"
Would I know that from my 18 medicine check and whatever I got off of Chrysiopea's buff?
Yeah, no, you guys both know it's curable. I'll even say you know how to cure it. You have a lot of the stuff that you need, like in raw materials here, to synthesize it. You will need a special herb that only grows in the northern part of the tribe lands.
Of
As-
course.
As far as like something that can be locally sourced.
Of course, a fetch quest.
It's a. We
A
said
milk
from
run.
the get-go this is a milk run.
I know.
Go get the milk, god damn it!
My favorite part is that, like, I just kind of walked in carrying the guy, so, like, you know for a fact everyone on the street was exposed,
Yeah.
let alone wherever I found him in the trip here.
Which means we're probably gonna have a lot more patients coming in soon. So
Yep,
we
so
better
we're
get
gonna
on it.
we're gonna need a lot of that stuff.
Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna write some. I'm gonna jot down what the plan is. Show it to the party in general, including Stitch. I'm also going to write a note to. I look. Chrysopia looks over kind of curiously at the turtle man, and starts writing a note. Starts writing a note to him that says, what does it say?
Lucius writes down a note, says, "You're coming with us, Turtle Man. We need to keep you close."
Chrysopia writes down a note that says, "How do you feel about medicine?"
Uh, mostly appreciative.
You'll it, it just
skeptical.
she Chrysopia just shrugs and shakes her head and writes back another note that says, "You'll do."
I love how this is the second turtle man Kalen's had shanghaied into one of our groups by a, how do you feel about blank?
This is like, yeah, okay, great.
So apparently our running gags are I make a changeling at some point, and Kalen makes a turtle man who gets shanghaied by the group.
Perfect.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So first of all, still really raising it. All right, is the ear stuff really necessary? Like, we're probably the carriers now. Does the disease get worse if you keep hearing it?
There's a couple-day incubation period. You guys won't know you're infected until had some time to wait it out.
Yeah, but as is, it's just being an impediment. Especially if we're going to be wandering into the streets of Bastion where there are cars and we won't be able to hear.
So, okay. So, knowing that it is, like, do you have to be showing symptoms to be contagious, or is it as soon as you have it, you are contagious?
It is passed through auditory signals.
Yeah, so it's like them hearing the laughter. So you kind of know you had it by the time
Yeah.
you're contagious due to the uncontrollable laughter.
Yes, but what I'm trying to get at is, if we start, like, are we only contagious when we start laughing, or can we actually talk to people?
It's the laughter that makes it. It's the
Okay.
cackling in the cackling fever.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
That guy still has a pretty bad fever, by the way.
yeah.
Put him in the morgue.
Oh, cool. Do I have something in my healer's kit that would help bring down that fever?
The cure would bring down the fever.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to at least keep him from dying in the time that we're trying to find the cure?
we can get some sleeping potions and keep him asleep.
Do we have
I'm
those?
sure our resident pharmacist, who is definitely here and just in the back doing stuff, has stuff that would keep him sedated.
We might have to head out to a local, as opposed to staying in-house for this.
Well, I mean, what's
Does
I don't
anybody
have-
around here sell a potion of sleep, Zoot?
I've got a potion of. What are you talking about? I have a potion of sleep right here. And Chrysopia goes over to her sanctum, which again is just a curtained off section of the room, and she rustles through a few things and pulls out an elegant glass decanter that smells strongly of solvent. Look,
Oh god.
Aquavite, right here. This'll do you.
Smells like chloroform.
Chloroform. No. Aquavite, spirit of wine. Very strong.
Does your sleep spell end? Been about a minute.
It does.
The guy isn't laughing. He does look incredibly exhausted, but he does have like his breathing under control. And he looks fucking miserable. But other than that, you just now have a sick guy on a bed.
Oh, fantastic. Gonna pull out the hearing protection. For those of you who didn't get the reference, aquavite is a antiquated term for alcohol.
Water of life.
Yeah. I think that's a relief. I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna get Nellie's attention. Nellie, dear, would you mind? We're at a bit of a medical emergency here. I know that you are not perhaps the most trained, but we are going on a mission to gather some rare reagents for the preparation of a cure. We are going to need someone to hold down the fort as it stands and intake any new patients that might come in. You don't need to know much. We don't expect much. Just get them in bed. Try to keep them from infecting anyone else, and make sure that you're wearing hearing protection. All right.
She looks up from the book that she's reading, and she pulls some cotton out of her ears that she seems to have had since before this guy came in. And she goes, "What was that?"
I repeat everything I said before.
Okay. Door closed. Ears closed. Read my book. Changing nothing. Got it. She like sheepishly gives you a thumbs up.
All right. We should head out.
It's good enough. Let's go.
All right, you guys take off. How do you guys get to the Tribelands?
How
Giant
far?
catapult.
How far away from the Tribelands?
If we
Actually, I
where's our
believe
shop situated?
you're in the Western Wand Dormitorium, which is actually pretty close to the Tribelands, I think, honestly.
So, I'd say if we're on the western wall, we're like 3 hexes away. We just have to go through the industrial park, or if we didn't want to fuck around with getting rebreathers, we can go through the sky docks.
Well, you don't have to use the rebreathers if you stick to the path.
Yeah,
Also, I
there's
don't need
pipes.
a rebreather. Period.
Yeah, you don't breathe.
Why would you need a rebreather? It's just like a. How long is it to cross a hex?
15 minutes.
Jesus, you can cross like 4 hexes before you need to breathe. Why would you need that?
I mean, I could cross the entirety of Bastion before I needed to breathe, but yeah, I get your point.
Like I said, 4 hexes.
Sorry. Where are we at with this?
I'm
Like
just
3 hexes
double checking
away
the
if
map
you want
really
to go to the
quick.
industrial.
Yeah, you have to go through either the park or the sky docks. It's your guys' And
How-
Joe was right. It is
only
about
the-
3 hexes.
It's found only in the northern part of the Tribelands.
Yes, sir.
How far away is the western wall from the northern part of the Tribelands?
About 3 hexes.
Oh, geez, so it opens up into the northern part. That's convenient. Fuck it. We
Yeah,
should,
it's a
hoof
milk
it.
run.
Yeah, it's
We
a milk
should-
run.
Save the money. Take a hike.
I don't think a cab would save us a significant amount of time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If we're worried about getting sick, wouldn't a nice stretch of the legs walking around, enjoying the environment be the best way to keep up our health?
How much time would a cab save?
Not a significant amount of time. The reason traffic is slow is because the streets are full of people, like, walking.
Also remember, they're not roads; they're cobblestone.
Yeah, they're
Right.
cobblestone. So, like, thing that a taxi does is it gives you comfort.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thing.
We genuinely don't have a better option than just walking.
Yeah, it's just like it. Fuck it.
All right, you guys head for the Knoll Pride Lands, the northern part
as-
of the Tribelands.
As we head out, Chrysopia thinks for a moment and then goes back to her sanctum and then pulls out a shovel. It's for the dig up the herb, of course. Never mind, it's the fact that there's many ancient battlegrounds. That's unrelated.
So it takes
Welcome to
you.
Christopher's next unboxing video.
Right, so each gate is an extra 15 minutes getting through, like, quote-unquote customs. So overall, 3, 4, 5, it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get there on foot.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Which actually isn't all that bad for a walk. You now find yourselves in the Knoll Pride Lands. It is a sweltering savanna. It is incredibly hot. The solar plinth is like directly above you. So you're getting hit straight on with sunlight. And it is about chest-high grass as far as you can see.
So, like 2 feet over my head. Got it.
About that, yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to give him a piggyback ride.
I can ride on Tancred's shoulders.
Tancred horsey.
So where's this herb at?
Where indeed?
Are the two medical people going to tell us what herb we're looking for?
yeah, it's an ancient MacGuffin herb.
Yeah.
Looks exactly like what
believe-
you'd expect.
I believe the genus is Unobtainium.
The flower is called Knoll's Tongue.
Knoll's tongue.
Damn it, Chris isn't here.
That is unfortunate, isn't it?
Can I recall my memories, see if I remember what the habitat and distinguishing features of Knoll's tongue is?
Give me a nature check.
Guidance.
Cool. Guidance. That's
Ooh,
a 15.
15. That is a good number. You're aware that a Knoll's Tongue is a bright red flower that has 3 petals. One large one that looks like a sticking out tongue, and then 2 more pointed ones that make it look like the upturned corners of a smile.
Does it grow chest high, waist high, ankle high?
The flower is known to grow only near the corpses of dead hyenas.
Oh.
So kill some hyenas. Wait. Got it.
Or track some dead hyenas?
Specifically, hyenas that died creating gnolls. The way gnolls are formed, by and large, is a hyena is like infected with gnolldom, and then the gnoll like bursts from its corpse.
No face huggers.
I'd say if you played Baldur's Gate 3, you've seen this firsthand. It's fucking horrific.
But Knoll's tongue grows near sites where like hyena blood has been spilled to produce a gnoll. Gnolls can produce like the regular way too, but like they also spontaneously emerge fully formed from the forehead of a gnoll sometimes.
Okay.
Well, that's
Uh,
delightful.
As I have an idea, but I want to give everyone else a chance to suggest something first.
I mean, I was gonna suggest trying to see if I could see any, like, carrion birds, because if it only grows near corpses where a specific thing happened, trying to find corpses nearby would help narrow down areas to search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check. See if you see some
Guidance.
circling vultures.
Are you gonna actually guidance me, or am I just adding the D4?
I can actually guidance you. You're
Oh,
Rick,
God.
right?
Yes. Huzzah!
Ooh, 17.
Holy fuck, my dude.
Not too bad.
Rick, you do indeed see some circling birds off in the distance. They look to be about a quarter mile away.
I will point that out to the group, and suggest going over there to start our hunt for the corpse flowers.
Okay.
You know what I bet none of you guys miss?
What's that?
Traversing
Dinosaurs?
the tribe lands.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm still waiting for Daphne to fight a Triceratops.
I'm rooting for it. I want to see this happen.
Don't worry. I actually am kind of prepared for this.
Can
Does anyone
you
need
imagine-
water?
Water couldn't hurt.
Perfect. I pull out my alchemy jug and say water. And then I open up fresh water and I open the cork, and in the jug is 2 gallons of fresh water.
Oh, delightful.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Good magic item.
Yeah, so I was just looking through my infusions and I'm like, I'm getting a repeating crossbow, but I don't know what else I'm going to use the second one on. I was like, oh, what does an alchemy jug do? And this thing is cool as shit.
You can use it to make poison.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. It doesn't have 2 gallons of fresh water. It has 8 gallons of fresh water.
Yeah.
And mayonnaise.
I
Can you make-
Yeah, I
can
can.
you make me some mayonnaise?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
I can also get us 4 gallons of beer, a gallon of honey, 2 gallons of mayonnaise, 2 gallons of vinegar, 12 gallons of salt water, or a gallon of wine.
Yes, and you can also slowly milk it for poison
Yep.
over downtime.
Okay, I
Uh,
need Constitution saving throws. For walking
Zach,
Is
through
it
the
because I'm
very
chugging
hot.
mayonnaise?
Zach, do I really need to make a Constitution saving throw? I'm a corpse.
Can you obtain levels of exhaustion?
Good question.
I
Yay!
I mean, I'm good regardless, so.
I am going to use a new spell. I'm going to
I will let you know it is a DC 5 if you want to avoid using spell slots this early.
okay. Yeah. Sure, maybe I should just make the check. Is that safe, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Jesus, fuck you guys. Seriously?
The next one will be a 7. It does get harder to stay out in the heat the longer you're in it.
Okay.
And oh, we gotta roll. Whee! Our random encounter table. Oh no, my bad. You guys aren't sprinting. Okay, nothing happens. Alright. You guys walk over to where the vultures were circling, and you see a freshly slaughtered dinosaur of some kind. You guys aren't really well acquainted with the flavors of dinosaurs, so you'd have to make a check for me to let you know which one it is. But it is a rather large dinosaur. It has been killed, and you do see like spears sticking out of it.
I got
Lucius is quite
26. What
acquainted with
what kind?
with
Yeah, what kind of
dinosaurs.
dinosaur is this?
It's an Allosaurus.
What was this dinosaur's like favorite color? I think Lucius probably knows that too.
Unfortunately, due to the spears, all its loves, desires, and hatreds have been banished to the aether.
Damn.
If it was killed by spears, is there any chance I could try to find tracks from, say, whatever tool-using things killed said dinosaur? I mean, it would be good to know what way they came from if we want to avoid them or if we want to try to find them.
That is obnoxiously loud. I don't know why
Thank
that's
you.
lasting so long. No, I had a raid. Thanks for the raid, Joe. I appreciate it. But no, my raid alert is like 2 minutes long. I gotta fix that. Sorry about that. About the Allosaurus. I missed none of that because of the alarm. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've been gonna ask if there was the possibility of looking around for like a trail from whatever tool-using things killed the dinosaur, for if we either A, decide we want to ask locals for help, or B, avoid locals.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check. looking over the Allosaurus, it has been slain by spears, and a majority of its meat seems to have been torn from its body.
Could I get another guidance stitch?
It doesn't seem like tools were used in the harvesting of its meat. There's like shredded scraps of it still clinging to the bones. Some of the bones have like teeth marks, but like humanoid teeth marks, kind of like they're really small bites as opposed to like another dinosaur came by and took a snack. 25. Yeah, no, they weren't exactly subtle in their retreat. They have beaten a pretty obvious path through the grass to the north. In fact, if you squint against the shimmers of the heat, you can kind of see the smoke of campfires in the.
On the path, are there any notable tracks, like say shoes or foot shapes?
They appear to be paw prints.
Well, that seems like it could be helpful.
Oh boy, Knowles, just what I was hoping for.
You're in the Knoll Pride Lands. It'd be weird to
Yeah.
find anything else.
So, do we want to go say hi to the hopefully friendly Knolls? Or do we think the Knolls would be mad we're trying to poke around where Knolls occasionally happen?
Gnolls, it is common knowledge that gnolls are intensely territorial, right?
They're very territorial. These aren't the Knolls of Bastion aren't as like demonically savage as Knoll of like Knolls from other planes are, because the Drakenweave cuts them off from Yagnu.
Okay.
So they have quite a bit of their like sanity restored. They are still like kind of vicious, and like tribalistic. But that's more of like a societal thing at this point, rather than like their nature.
Okay.
It is possible to find a civilized Knoll in Bastion, or at least like a, in quotations, civilized Knoll. You can put one in a suit.
Here's something that might help. Disguise self, maybe? Pretend to be a gnoll?
I don't think Knolls are humanoids.
Oh, does it have to be a humanoid?
I think disguise self means you have to be a humanoid.
Let me double check.
I'm double checking Knolls.
I think
I believe they're monstrosity.
You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends.
We're humanoids. Okay.
It doesn't specifically say it has to be any particular creature type. It only has restrictions about how taller or shorter you can be, and that they have to have the same basic arrangement of limbs.
That's
But
crazy. You can disguise yourself as like a doppelganger or something.
Yeah.
I saw,
Like
I
a
saw
mind
somebody
flare.
arguing that their tiefling could disguise self as a cow because they have the 4 limbs, a tail, and horns.
I mean, you'd have to be bent over the whole time, but I'd say sure, why not? Well,
Yeah, that does make sense.
you'd be a small cow, but yeah, like you could disguise yourself as like kind of a young cow that way.
Right, because you can only add or remove a foot of height,
Yeah,
which I guess in this case would mean length.
yeah, since cows are large, you wouldn't be a cow. But yeah,
You could pass yourself off as a steer, maybe. Or a heifer.
cow. Anyways,
Anyway. Yes.
yeah, no, you can totally look like a Knoll.
Cool. I'm gonna look like a gnoll. Spell slot. It's just, perhaps I should, consider my approach here. No. Still sounds rather, Well, we're just going to have to wing it, I suppose.
Was Rick able to discern how many were in that hunting party by the footprints?
You didn't ask.
That's a good question. No, Mate, hmm?
Do you not have prestidigitation?
Do I? I do have prestidigitation. I almost.
Then you can smell like a knoll.
Yeah, I smell like a knoll.
Oh,
Oh wait, do I know what a knoll smells like?
Depending on your definition of smell.
True.
are we talking spell the adjective or smell the verb?
Yeah.
Also, hey Rick, judging by
Hmm?
those footprints, how big do you think the party is?
I take off my tinfoil hat and scratch my head while I wait for information from the Sky God.
By removing a tinfoil hat, information from the Sky God gets beamed directly into your noggin.
he puts his hat back on. God, I hate it when that happens.
Yep. Go over the hat.
Judging by the number of tracks and the fact that an Allosaurus was taken down, you can reasonably assume that this is a full hunting party of gnolls, which can be anywhere from 12 to 20 gnolls.
So it seems like plus you just see me counting on my fingers.
That sucks for him. He's only got 4 on each hand.
Yeah.
He sits down and starts using his toes too.
Just
Okay.
definitely more than this many, but not more than all of our fingers.
All right. Well, that is a rather concerning amount of potential opponents to face. It came down to it.
Why would they be mad? All we want to go do is effectively grab the plant equivalent to their afterbirth. It's not like they're using it, right? Actually, how often do the evil hyena people get cackling fever?
Not often, because they have the cure for it.
I
think-
mean, do they? They have the main ingredient, but we have literally everything else in our like in our medical facility.
who knows?
Maybe we could offer to, since we're going to need to produce a lot, presumably, we could offer to produce even more and just give it to them if they let us have the knoll tongue for it.
Wait, if they're not humanoids, it wouldn't affect them anyway.
They are
They are
humanoids.
humanoids.
They are humanoids. Okay.
I would say gnolls are immune to it. It makes sense
Yeah.
for the DM's guide not to account for gnolls in their list of immunities. If gnomes get to be immune, so do gnolls.
I
Any
get it.
race that's predisposed towards laughter is fine.
Oh no, I'm just like, okay, so gnolls are immune, gnomes are immune. Following this chain of logic, Goliaths must be immune too, and goblins because they both
No.
start with G.
That's
No,
GN.
you're missing. Yeah, it's the GN that makes you immune.
Oh, okay. Can I be a Goliath?
Nope.
I think we're just gonna have to.
Oh no, we're laughing.
Yeah, I think we're. I don't know that we have any other hot leads here.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do we want to start off trying to talk, or do we want to try to avoid them and just see if we can find some Knoll's tongue around Baron Camp?
That might be a good idea.
Which one? I suggested 2 ideas.
Yes.
To the latter.
Suki falling into the retail customer trap of answering an A or B question with yes.
The latter.
We didn't bring a ladder.
If somebody invisibility affects yourself. Right?
It can.
How much do gnolls like beer?
They don't have the patience or the craftsmanship to make beer.
But do they enjoy beer?
If they looted off a body, yeah, they'd probably drink and enjoy it. But they don't. Gnolls are like scavengers in every sense of the way. They have no craftsmen. Those spears that you find are like spears that they pulled off of like orc battlegrounds.
I'm
okay.
thinking that Lucius was more thinking his jug of alchemy
Yes.
and try to offer them beer for flour.
Yeah, or at the very least, partake in their fire, because the tribe lands are a very, tribal area. Maybe the whole sharing food and drink at a fire is a thing for safe passage.
Maybe. Who knows?
Worth a shot.
Right.
If we...
The only anthropologist of the area got killed.
I mean, you can make a history check, see if you've read some of his work.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nope.
Ah.
Unfortunately, he died before he ever got to the Pride Lands. I don't think we've ever really been to the northern end.
No, we haven't.
So if we want to send someone in to scout, I can make them invisible, and they have an hour to poke around, and all I have to do is just maintain concentration for that time.
Then we're probably gonna have to do something about their smell.
Yep, that's fair.
Why? I bathed 3 days ago. I should still be fine.
I'm just pointing out that invisibility does not remove smell, and gnolls are, quite known for their ability to track by scent.
That they
That's
are.
fair. Maybe, perhaps, the direct approach is what we're left with. I mean, either that or send Archimedes in, but I'm a little worried they're gonna... Well, I don't know. I can resummon him.
The perils of being a wizard's familiar.
Really getting into that necromancer mindset, aren't you?
Listen, Archimedes is possessed of an immortal spirit that I can summon to my side at will. His physical form is of no great importance.
She's saying
If
this
we
while
consider
looking like a
that
gnoll,
in
by the
Archimedes-
way.
Yes! While looking like the most erudite gnoll. Yeah, I think in the gnoll form, well, yeah, because it is just a visual illusion. We're overthinking this. Let's just rock up.
You walk up to the camp. You get about within, I'm gonna say like 20, about 20 yards of the camp. Before an arrow flies through the air and then lands, not like close to you guys, but enough that like it was clear that it was shot at you guys. It's like
It was a
Warning
warning
shot?
shot.
it was either a warning shot or just he missed really bad. It's hard to tell.
It was just the one shot, right?
Yeah, just a single shot. And
Just a one shot?
you can hear coming from the campsite on the other side of the grass, you can hear like some yips, some cackles, and they're speaking Gnoll to each other. And it sounds like commands and warnings are being given out around the camp.
Shit.
You can see a pair. You can see a pair of black-tipped ears sticking up over the grass, as something peers out at you.
I suddenly just realized I don't speak Gnoll.
I wave.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay, but sure. Yeah, we'll give him a persuasion check.
Let's see how friendly your wave is.
I unfortunately was still holding my club.
Actually, if you're holding your club, I'll give you advantage.
Okay. Persuasion. There we go.
The black tipped ears kind of perk up a little bit when it sees you waving your weapon in the air, and you see a similar club being waved up in the air. It is also just a chunk of wood with some metal spikes slammed into it, being waved up over the grass. You then see the grass begin to part as something is running through it towards you guys. The ears have disappeared into the grass.
Finally, somebody else doesn't trust big smithing. Oh, they seem friendly.
I'm gonna ready a cantrip. I'm gonna ready a shocking graph just in case.
You're gonna be a gnoll standing there with lightning hands.
Do I have to visibly?
You are
You're
maintaining
readying the
concentration.
spell.
Yeah, you've readied the spell. You've maintained concentration on it. You have
That's-
when you ready a spell, you've done all but release it. So you've done
Yeah,
the verbal, the
so-
somatic, and you're
Right.
holding on to magic in your hand.
I'm holding on to magic in my mind. The magic hasn't happened yet.
It's pretty obvious that you've readied a spell. It's like as obvious as if I'm gonna ready to swing my sword at the dude.
Or I'm gonna
Alright.
knock an arrow.
All right, fine, I won't.
Out of the grass springs a gnoll. Kind of looks you guys over really quick. And it gives you guys like it darts a little bit closer and starts like sniffing you guys like a very interested dog. And when it does this when it's like clear that you're not like gonna pull a weapon on him like the moment he gets close. And he stands straight up, and when this guy's like at full height, he's almost 7 feet tall.
Oh boy.
And he just kind of looks you guys over, and it goes. He looks over to Chrysopia, and he's like,
You'll have to forgive me. You'll have to excuse me, brother. I no longer speak the tongue. I forgot.
his ears kind of go like flat, and he stoops back down because I imagine Chrysopia is not 7 feet tall. The spell doesn't allow it.
I think I can. Are gnolls like in general more taller than humans?
7 feet's like a typical gnoll height.
Actually, I can be 7 feet.
Oh, okay.
I think like Chrysopia is pretty tall. I described her as being tall.
Yeah.
So I could boost myself to 7 feet.
All right. Well, he still stoops down a little bit. So he's not standing straight up. He's more like a more natural hunched over, which puts him close to like 6-ish feet. And he once again like goes looking at the group that you guys got here, and he goes, "Sister, why bring outlanders?"
They are servants. I tell them what to do.
You wanna give me a deception check?
Sure. Yeah, I'll get a. Do I get advantage for my cunning gnoll disguise?
You get to do it at all because of your cunning gnoll disguise.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
Are you telling me that our megalomaniacal necromancer wizard doesn't actually believe that?
Hey!
Sister has slaves, but no chains.
Sorry. Try to save face. In truth, they are boss of me. And I try to.
I'm going to step forward. Like, just take one step forward to let them know that I'm going to speak now.
Yes. Please.
We're strangers to these lands. We're looking for a certain flower, and we promised her food and drink if she would show us the location of this flower, but she's gotten a little lost. We were
Oh,
hoping you might be able to point us in the right direction.
tourists. And he gives you like a big, stupid smile.
What did he call us? You cut out for me.
He called you tourists.
Oh, of
yes.
course.
Yes, tourists.
He stands his full 7 feet height again, and turns towards the encampment, and he gives 2 quick, shrill barks. And you hear the same 2 quick, shrill barks shouted out from the encampment. And you see like just pretty much it seems like every noodles grabbed like whatever was closest to them and threw it straight up in the air. And there's like a loud clatter as like various like implements and plates and like even some food just kind of goes up and then comes back down. We like tourists.
Can I maybe do an insight check?
Sure. Yeah, you can make that roll.
Hi, Bishop.
What are you afraid that they mean by we like tourists?
Presumably that tourists are pretty well fed and make for good eating.
Yeah.
All right then.
Let it be so.
So what do you the Knoll looks at you and goes, I'm Zizak. Come. Sit at camp.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Sounds good to me.
Take his lead.
He then goes bounding into through the grass. He does like the jumpy all fours. You just see him like every so often just leap up out of the grass as he goes back towards camp.
Chrysopia makes an effort to hurry before I forget which way he went.
How bad is your sense of direction?
Terrible. I never leave. I'm a wizard. I spend all day locked in a small room.
Yeah. Basically, Chrysiopea's sense of direction is where is melee with the closest hostile?
Shut the fuck up.
You guys wander into the camp. It was only 20 yards. You guys wandered into the camp. And the place is a mess. It doesn't look like it was in much order beforehand, but after their small, brief celebration where they just chucked stuff in the air, now it is just complete chaos. There's probably about a half dozen independent campfires just kind of strewn about. All the grass in this area has been tamped down and stomped to like this muddy dirt consistency to keep it from catching fire. And they have just like in piles on the ground, just randomly portioned chunks of Allosaurus meat. That's like half, and they've got like cooked stuff in the uncooked pile, and just everywhere you look is just like scraps of metal with like leather wrapped around it. There's like broken tools and weapons all over the place, and there's there's about a dozen and a half gnolls just kind of like wandering around this camp, all just kind of like eyeing you like intently as you get near. Each one of them has a big stupid grin on their face.
I don't suppose there's any of those flowers around.
No, not that you see.
Okay. Well, I've botched enough charisma checks today. You fuckers take the lead on here.
Would our charisma player like to talk, or are the rest of us just going to fumble through?
I mean, we seek Noel's tongue, not yours. The flower kind.
The red birth flower. What-
Crisipia nods.
What business? Why you want red birth flower? He doesn't know the word business. I don't know why I said that. Why you want red birth flower?
They want make medicine.
We need to make a medicine. There is a disease spreading. It is a crucial ingredient. Part of the cure.
Silly tourist. You do not use flour for cure. And he pulls a pretty nasty piece of metal off of his belt. He goes, you use knife for cure. Which one is disease?
Ah,
No one here. Where we come from. And where we come from, we don't really use knife for cure.
Tourists are dumb. Do not know how cure disease. He tucks the knife back in his belt. This why no stay in tribelands.
I'm only letting this go because they outnumber us like 5-1.
yeah.
He's not saying do surgery, he's just saying kill the dude so the disease doesn't spread.
I mean, to be fair, as a means of infection control, it does work. Do you know where it is?
Every knoll know where birth flower is. Birth flower is at birth ground.
Where is birth ground?
His ears go flat again. He seems almost embarrassed to talk about it. He's like, he goes,
I feel like this is the equivalent of asking a stranger, just like, "Hey, can I see? Hey, did your parents videotape your birth? Can I see it?"
yeah, pretty much.
Zizik not know where birth ground is. Zizik haven't found right knoll yet.
Tourist will need give trade for birth ground.
I don't think I have anything they want.
I have the perfect thing.
Oh yeah?
I have a club.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull out
all right,
my
you fucking
alchemy jug.
hayseeds. You fucking hayseeds. You ever tried Pilsner?
Yeah, so I'm gonna take out my alchemy jug,
Oh.
and I'm gonna show it to Zizik and be like, this object will make you certain kinds of liquids that you want. And so I say fresh water, and I pull the cork out and I hand it to Zizik and go, here, take a drink.
He looks it over. And he sniffs it. Zizik smell nothing.
Yeah, take a drink.
He kind of. What is it in?
Actually, yeah, it's in a 12-pound, like, was it clay container?
Yeah, it's like a big clay jug. I always kind of pictured it as like a glazed like stoneware kind of thing.
Like an old whiskey jug,
Yeah, exactly.
like a moonshine jug or whatever.
Yeah,
This
well,
this ceramic jug appears to be able to hold a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds while they're full of empty.
yeah.
And sloshing sounds can be heard from it whenever it's shaken, even if it's empty.
So Zizek picks it up and upends the bottle and just like pours it across his muzzle, and he's like lapping at it as it's pouring down. He's trying to get like any amount of it into his mouth.
it's like spraying a dog with a hose.
His bottle of water.
Yes, but and then I hold my hand out to take it back.
He hands it back.
I put the cork back in, and I say, beer. And then I take the cork out again and hand it back to him. Here, drink.
He does the same thing, but he flinches and like almost like just drops the thing on the ground, but like stops himself at the last minute, and he's like, ah, the water burns.
Ah, okay.
And
Might have-
like he's like licking his nose, trying to get it like out of his nose. Why does Zizek want burn water?
It'd feel good like old fruit. I'm just thinking, like, you know how like animals sometimes like get drunk off of like.
Oh yeah.
random-
No, he understands that. He's trying to parse how the hell you would prefer eating old fruit to burning piss water.
Oh, well, here, try. I take it back and then say, cork it and say, wine. Pull the cork out and do like. Does anyone have a cup around here? Hell, I'll take a fucking.
Yeah.
I'll take an empty skull at this point.
There's plenty of empty skulls.
Cool.
Chrysophia slowly reaches into her bag.
Cool. I take a nearby skull that can double as a cup. And I pour some of the wine into it, and I hold it out to Zizek.
He takes it in one hand, and he just kind of laps out of it. He goes, ah. Juice. Sleepy juice. Doesn't like the sleep juice.
And then in case they need anything else, once again cork it. I say honey.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pull the cork out, grab a different empty skull, and just kind of upend the bottle, and then wait for like probably like a minute or two until the honey pours out. And then I hand it over to him. I hand him this skull to show him just like what else this can do.
He recognizes the honey like the moment he smells it, and then he flinches, and he quickly like grabs the cork out of your hand and corks the bottle back and goes, "You keep bees in there?"
No. This jug will change its contents depending on what you say.
It turned bees into water?
So
Jug is magic.
yes.
Zazek know what magic is. Okay, Zazek, get around.
Yeah, sure. No, of course. Just saying.
Yeah, so I'll put the cork into it, say water, and then I open the jug and let him look inside so that he can see that there's water inside.
Zazek understand. Pot make drink.
Yes, I will give you this jug if you show us where the birthing grounds are.
Give me a deception check.
Why?
I know.
I fully intend on giving it to him.
Yeah, I know. And I
Yeah.
also know you fully intend to turn the damn thing off the moment you're out of the district. Give me a deception check.
Yeah.
I mean, I was considering it, but I was also like, okay, on my next thing, I'll get an actual jug of alchemy.
Oh my fucking god.
Please, Concy.
Praise Conce.
Is good trade. Does it show you where birth ground is? He does a couple more yips, and a couple of the gnolls look from Zezek to Chrysiopia and back to Zizek, and they give him like some hoops and some hollers.
Zizek finally found the right knoll.
Crispy just oh dear.
And Zizek is like, Zizek no understand why they're so excited. Zizek just take Lady Noel and her bosses to birthing grounds. But whatever. Come.
After they brought Zizek out for drinks.
He
Also, and I will have you know, until I find a better use for my second infusion, that one's gonna stay an alchemy jug.
Okay.
Crispy is just like sweating. She's just like, I want so badly to clear up this misconception, but I have to let the ruse go on.
She starts to open her mouth and gets a hard look from literally everyone, including Tancred.
Can't wait for the next pamphlet I write talking about how our local healer has a fursona.
All right. He takes you guys for about an hour stroll. It is getting kind of late in the day, so the sun has gone down. It's cool. You guys can kind of travel without really worrying about overexerting yourselves. After about an hour and a half of walking through the grass, you come across this clearing, and in the clearing are 3 very large dead trees, and these trees have been carved and decorated with skulls and vines and ropes, and carrion offerings, to the point where they're almost unrecognizable as trees. And in the center of this clearing is like this large dirt pit, and the whole place just stinks to high hell because this pit is just full of like hyena corpses.
Man, am I glad I don't need to breathe.
And you can like see the maggots wiggling around in this pit of carrion. And there's like a thick cloud of flies above it. Around the outside of this pit are several red flowers.
Will taking these flowers mess with the ability for gnolls to asexually reproduce?
Give me a nature check.
Principia ducks back a little bit.
No, you're
to
good.
get out of earshot. Oh, go ahead.
I was just letting Rob know that no, the flowers aren't going to mess with that.
Okay. Tries to get out of earshot of our guide here and mutters to Lucius, do you hear that?
Hear what?
That's wheezing. It's... You don't... I could have sworn. I'm feeling some... There's an uneasy presence here.
Considering how gnolls are born, yes, I would imagine there's an uneasy presence here.
I suppose. It's rather unusual for me to be so disturbed by corpses. But I suppose it's nothing to worry about.
Zach, are there just corpses here, or is there a couple, I don't know, hyenas off somewhere that are about to give birth?
No. Usually the process is the hyenas who feast after a gnoll hunt have a chance of becoming gnolls themselves.
Ah, okay.
And what will usually happen is the gnolls will return to their hunt, grab whatever hyenas look like they're about to transform, drag them back here, and just toss them in the pit.
Okay.
So Chrysopia still a little uneasy, but it just suppose it's nothing. Is going to pull the shovel off her back and start digging up one of these flowers.
Zizak has sat himself down on a stump, and he is trying to get honey out of the pot.
Okay, so this might screw us, but this is something that I was planning to do this session, and I cannot imagine a better opportunity. So Chrysopia sinks the shovel in, and she still seems kind of disturbed. Like, she keeps looking around as if she hears something. Just do others not hear wheezing?
No, Chris isn't here right now.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
No, nothing.
I mean, it's not unusual for Chrysopia to hear things the rest of you can't.
Ah, gotcha. Lucius is going to prep a trank.
Oh, now
But,
he can kill someone.
Pulls the
digs out a
emergency vigilance out of his pocket.
She digs up the flower, and after the dirt has been exposed, she suddenly she looks down and she presses her ear to the hole. It's getting louder. And she, sort of entranced by this, keeps digging. And she digs deeper and deeper and deeper. She's
You got
After-
that trank, Andy.
After a bit, she starts to uncover something, and she sort of gets down. She fully gets down on hands and knees, starts digging it out with her hands. I guess, yeah, her actual hands, which look like claws currently.
Zizak's never seen old use shovel.
Oh, okay.
Ricochet would probably know that this disguise is a purely visual effect. It isn't actually gaining any gnoll.
No, yeah, first of all, I don't know if this was you assuming your true form, since you have disguised self. Second of all, it is entirely in character for me have to forgotten which one's the original you.
That is entirely true. Yeah.
Ricochet's
So she
Ricochet's grasp on reality is slightly less tenuous than Chrysiopia's.
I have a coherent narrative, or at least an unchanging narrative. It's just not very related to reality.
Yeah. But she keeps digging and she's uncovering some. It's hard to tell what it is because it's covered in dirt. But she's fully almost in a frenzy now. She feels something pulling her towards unearthing this thing, disinterring this large mass, and eventually she pulls out from the hole a large, just terrible looking it's like a giant sack. It's like a leather tent, but like way too big and way too misshapen. And there's little tufts of like hair sticking off of it, and there is it smells just ungodly. Like a museum piece. It smells like a horribly kept like museum storage area.
Are you going to eat that?
Chrysopia ignores him straight up, and she sort of takes this thing, and suddenly it twitches. There's a little ripple that runs through this sort of like misshapen sack, almost as if like a small mouse was running under it, and then it starts to pick itself up, almost as if it's being like inflated. And as it does so, you finally start to hear what she was hearing. A just horrible, haunting wheezing, like an intake of air that never stops. And this crumpled shape suddenly starts to fill and take form as if it's being filled from the inside. And it rises to a set of feet. Hooves, in fact. And eventually, before you stands a fully sized horse. It's a horse, but only the outside. Just the skin, the hair, hooves, teeth, but no internal structure, and yet its skin is rippling with muscles that you know are not there. It is resting upon bones that you have very much witnessed are not present within its body. And on either side of its unsightly head are two holes that you would assume would be windows to a soul that this misbegotten creature most certainly does not possess.
Since its eyes are on the sides of its head, you can see clear through it.
Yep. You can see through both eye holes. There's nothing in between.
It's where the reins go.
It's where the handlebars go.
And just a quick, how are people reacting to this?
I'm not entirely certain that this is really happening or just another of my vacations from the communal reality.
We were members of a death cult. My fucking brother is standing next to me, stitched together from 5 different corpses.
Tancred did that this morning.
Yeah.
Lucius doesn't give a
Stitch is intrigued.
Like, I thought I was the one who gets fined, Steed.
Chrysopia, this thing having taken its form again, it looks down at Chrysopia, and Chrysopia looks at it. And she suddenly goes, "Hollow? Oh, Hollow, it is you!" And she wraps her head around its neck and is just overjoyed. "Oh, Hollow, it's been centuries, millennia perhaps. I can't believe it. After all of this time, oh, this must have been the battlefield where we got separated. Ah, oh, you've been waiting all these years for me."
Oh, geez, I did say it was about an hour, didn't I?
Huh?
Your disguise drops.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Chrysopia, like overjoyed in the moment, just immediately goes and it dips down just enough that she can hop on its back. She's like, "Oh, Hollow, ah, so good to see you again."
Zizek is still got like his whole tongue like inside this bottle trying to get honey out of it. He's not really paying attention, and you still smell like Noel, so like nothing has changed for him as far as where his senses are currently focused on.
Well, then how about we leave with more flowers and a horse?
Yeah, I mean, while Chrysiopeia is having this heartfelt reunion, Lucius is collecting flowers.
Okay. I'm gonna say you guys get like a pound of flowers.
Hell yeah.
That's a decent amount of flowers.
That's a lot of flour.
Oh, look, Stitch, this is wonderful. We were just complaining about our lack of ambulatory services, and now we have Hollow.
I mean, what is it?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even explained. Hollow was my old warhorse back in the day. My time doing various things. There was a battle some years ago. We must have got. Oh, there it is. And she points to Hollow's flank, where there are several holes indicating arrow wounds. Yes, Hollow was a bit of a thought experiment of mine, really. I just finishing up a skeleton, and I thought to myself, well, if I can reanimate the inside of a creature without the attending external organs, then, well, surely I can do the reverse. And lo and behold, it's entirely possible. And we've been fast friends ever since.
Have you ever heard the phrase, just because you can, doesn't mean you should?
No, is that a common phrase?
Zizek's never heard it.
Maybe I haven't either, I don't know. I just made it up.
Hollow. Oh, he knows tricks too. Hollow, say your name. Isn't that just so charming?
Vaguely terrifying, but also charming, yes. Can you put it away?
Hmm?
Does it put away too, or does it just...
Oh, yes. She hops off of Hollow and says, "Hollow, back time." And Hollow collapses and neatly folds himself into a small square about the size of a small handbag. Yeah, she's like doing the thing where you like push your arm to do like
Yeah, to just get like that last little bit of air out so it lays flat.
yeah. So
You might want to leave that thing in there anytime that we're in public.
I'm just
Maybe that's
happy it has a storage space for, you know, when we're back at the, oh my god, the hospital thing, the clinic. That's the word.
oh yes. Where is my lead-lined bag? No, I think I might have lost it years ago. I'll have to get a new one.
Maybe you'll be able to dig another one up. But we should probably get going because, you know, person dying with a fever.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Zizek pulls himself out of the jar, and he's just got like honey all over his muzzle. He's trying to lick it all off, and between licks, he's like, "Hey, where did Lady No go?"
She got bored?
Fair enough.
She not very good Noel anyway.
What do you guys want to do next?
she a 7 at best.
If the temperatures are more agreeable right now, like even if it's pushing nighttime, we should probably try to go home because we don't know if we're going to be sick. So pushing when we might get exhaustion and then also be seeing if we have a disease sounds dumb.
Yes, we should head out.
Yes.
It looked like a 5, but smelled like an 8.
I don't know what to think about the implication that Chrysopia can nail hot null smell.
Been hanging out with Chris.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This happens. You guys make it back out of the Tribelands.
Yeah.
With a horse.
With a horse and a bunch of flowers.
Our milk run. We came back with the milk and a horse.
Hey, and no casualties.
My God, we had. What was it? We left with 5 people. Came back with another one. We had negative 20% casualties.
A new record.
Hey, we gained 2 new party members.
Ooh. Oh, right. Ricochet. I'd say that evens out because apparently we lost Michaud.
That's true. Yeah.
He's finding himself. It requires a lot of surgery.
We get back to the clinic, like, where's Michaud? And we walk into the back. He's like, look, guys, I've turned myself into a pickle.
I'm Pickle Michaud.
He's working on himself at the moment. All right.
Yeah, it's hard to do the self-surgery under sedation, but he makes it
Fuck.
work.
Funniest surgery I've ever seen.
The thing about doing your own brain transplant, the easy part's getting the brain out.
Remember, when friends don't let friends do self-surgery.
You guys make it back to the clinic. It's pretty close to middle of the night. Everyone's asleep, including Nellie. She's just kind of passed out in her little corner with a book on her lap. As you enter, quietly, so as not to like wake up any of the patients or whatever, you feel a brief. You get about like halfway into the room. You guys are like starting to like settle back in. You're figuring out what to do with the flowers. You guys can have Nadira brew up the cure. She has I think she took the potion master feat, so she's not gonna have a problem doing that.
Cool.
So like she's just downstairs working on that crap. Nobody's seen Chris. He's off doing what the fuck ever.
Getting bodies.
He's exploring the sewer tunnel that we opened up.
Yeah.
Who knows? You feel a brief charge in the air before a shockwave gently shoves you towards the edges of the room. Staggering in the center of the room is now the unmistakable form of a great winged devil. Its brilliant violet skin is marred by several ghastly wounds and crackling with electricity.
Patient.
She brings her eyes level with yours and begins growling in an abyssal voice. Finally, Tali Kipok has traveled far enough. You clearly do not know her. She will kill you now and finally be rid of you.
What? Who's she talking to?
You guys.
Us.
Roll initiatives,
Oh.
bitches.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright.
Are we doing this session?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Was this from something that I missed?
No.
If you
don't
did, I
remember
missed
this.
it as well. Oh,
That spent so much time on a 20.
It did.
It really did.
It floated on that 20.
So we're doing this one theater because I didn't feel like drawing a map of your guys' place, and it's kind of a gangbang.
Yeah, it's a small area. It's not really.
Yeah, no one's really getting away from each other.
All right.
There you go. Do you guys want a picture of what she looks like?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, cool. It's 4th level, so we get an ASI. Maybe I should do my intelligence, and then I said like, oh, I should check the book for any feats, see if there's anything I want to pick up. And then I saw Animal Companion, and I'm like, I've got an idea.
Remember how the last Animal Companion turned out?
Yeah, that's why this one can't die.
She's beating me in my own game.
I got you, you motherfucker. Can't get this one.
If only there wasn't like a Church of Zazakil here that just loves destroying the undead.
Anyway.
I just cannot wait for the big finale for this to just have us fighting a pack of infernal horses because of what you picked.
Oh.
Well.
She's about 7 feet tall.
Oh, fantastic.
Lucius, you get to go first.
Yeah. Lucius is just like, excuse me, this is a place of healing. There will be no death here unless it's yours. And she's getting a shocking grasp.
Okay.
Lucius, could you please also move over near me in case she takes offense to the shocking grasp?
It misses, but like you put your hand on her to like shock her, and like she's already covered in lightning.
Yeah, we're gonna overcharge her, and then she'll go pop.
Yeah, no, she doesn't seem bothered by the lightning at all.
Okay.
How about the abomination?
Can you toss me his...
Oh, do you not have
skill
his?
sheet? Yeah, it's not coming up for me.
Oh, that. Oh, geez, that puts him on the initiative tracker. God damn it.
Oh god, she turned Tancred against me.
I gotta do it like this. Go.
Cool.
What's Tancred gonna do?
Tancred looks like he's about to roar in rage, and then remembers where he is and just lets out a very quiet Tancred smash.
Tancred does indeed slash. Also, she's on the combat tracker. You guys can't target her.
I can target her. I can't have Tancred do it.
Oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, no, because I don't have the combat tracker up. You can't. You can. There should be a space on his thing called targets. Like click and drag that. After Tancred is Rick O'Shea.
Yeah. Well, regardless, she takes 13 necrotic damage.
Theater of the mind question. Can I be outside? Start my turn outside of her immediate melee reach?
Yeah, no. The way that she conjured herself into your presence pushed you guys all outside all to the outsides of the room. There was like a shockwave.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to start thinking real hard about murdering her, and by that I mean Hunter's Mark.
You're a ranger.
Why did that expire? There we go. Nope. Oh, I just can't have both effects on me at the same time from that. I guess I'd have to... Okay, I'll just change it if she attacks me. And then I'm going to attempt to zap her with my cantrip.
Okay.
Which is Eldritch Blast.
That hits.
Huzzah! Oh, did it not apply it to her? It didn't fucking apply the thing to her.
No, it did not.
Hi. I was targeting her, and then I have the self one. Effect, Hunter's Mark.
There you go.
It only lets me have one of these effects active.
That's weird.
Yeah, okay, so I'll just roll the d6, I guess. Here's the damage.
Ouch.
And then I would like to move, if I can be adjacent to Lucius and in melee range of her, that would be ideal.
Doke. End of Rick's turn. End of Rick's turn. She will point at Chrysiopia.
Moi?
Yeah. And she says, you have been a thorn in my side long enough. And then is going to cast something at you. Charisma save. Save is not good. She hurls you forward in time 6 seconds.
What?
Bitch
The, the last thing you hear is Crispy just saying, like, I haven't the slightest idea who you are.
And then on her turn, who's right next to me? Lucius?
It'd be Lucius, Tancred, and Rick.
And let me know if you're targeting Lucius.
I am targeting Lucius.
Okay, then I also need to target Lucius. And stop targeting her. And I am going to use my reaction to make everything against him have disadvantage until my next turn.
Okie dokie.
I'll do that. There we go.
Hell yeah.
Huzzah! I am your
And
shield.
She takes her long twin-bladed rapier, and she is about to perforate the crap out of Lucius, hopefully. "13 misses. 18 hits.
Sure does.
For 12. And then she has a tail. She's going to stab you with her tail as well. 18 hits. For 11. And what's that saving throw for?
Ow.
Ooh, that does suck. Oh, you succeeded. Lucky. If that tail attack had hit, you would have been inflicted with an infernal wound that would have done 3d6 damage at the start of your turn.
Oof.
Stitch, it's your turn.
Oh, joy. Well, I'm going to step up into range.
Okay.
And do the thing.
Oh no, the thing.
Yep.
Oh
Pretty
no.
basic thing,
Oh
right?
no, the thing.
Oh no, the thing.
But as part of the thing, I'm actually also going to do the other thing.
Too many things. It's impossible.
Yes, there we go.
Only a D4?
Only a D4. It just adds a D4 to the damage.
Smite?
It's a level 1 spell. But it doesn't require concentration, and it's a bonus action, and it lasts for a whole minute, so
Oh, so this isn't smite. This is a buff.
it's just
I think it's one of
extra
the other smite spells.
It is divine favor.
I was about to say none of the smite spells only do a D4.
As you divinely bitch slap this demon, she says, to think, even now. And she collapses and then just kind of dissolves into lightning.
Well,
Was that it? Who is this? Was this thing?
shit.
I don't know.
Are we out of initiative?
Yeah, you pop back into existence.
Oh! What? What happened?
Well, she stabbed me with a sword and then a tail, and then Stitch hit her with the shiny weapon, and she disappeared.
Oh, good work. Oh, well. Never a
Now,
better
if you'll-
place to get never a better
No.
place to be injured, I suppose.
Now, if you'll excuse me, and Lucius pulls out a stem and jabs it into his leg.
But seriously, does anybody know what this thing is or why it's here?
I haven't the
No
foggiest idea.
Oh, it's no longer here. She dissolved into lightning.
What did she say? Something about we've traveled far enough.
She traveled far enough. Apparently, Chrysiopeia was a thorn in her side, which honestly I get.
I
There's probably cause, Soap. There is.
listen. I have possibly, potentially, been a thorn in many people's sides over the course of my life.
And
I don't know who this person is. I wouldn't know this woman from Eve.
Eve.
Yes, Eve, who runs the herb shop down the street.
You doing okay there, Rick?
In character, yes. Out of character, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck Hunter's Mark isn't working the way it's specifically coded to work.
Rick's got his UI pulled up.
Rick is just kind of gazing off into space because for some reason I cannot have more than one effect from Hunter's Mark, even if it's separate instances of Hunter's Mark in existence in Fantasy Grounds right now.
Weird.
I think
So I can have, like, Chris tagged, but if I try to add the extra damage tag to myself, the tag on Chris vanishes.
Oh, weird. I think Chrysopeia sort of looks concerned and is sort of muttering, it was a very long time ago. I made many enemies. And she sort of absentmindedly touches the wrought iron crown that she wears. Battle of this dreadful adventurers. Perhaps one of them sent. She seems lost in her thoughts.
We'll end it there. You guys feel free to speculate between games.
All right.
Fun.
But yeah, we'll figure that out later, I guess. See you guys next week.
See you, dudes. Good session.
Bye-bye.
Yes.